It might look like we're about to be swallowed by Monstro, the same whale that swallowed Pinocchio, but don't worry, Monstro's just smiling wide and taking us on a journey to a magical place called Storybookland, where all of our favorite stories come to life if we use the power of our imagination. Our story begins with three little pigs who built their houses on the island straight ahead of us. One built his house out of straw, one of sticks, and one was made out of guaranteed wolf-proof bricks. The big bad wolf, who's standing to our left, did his best to huff and puff and blow all three houses down. But the brick house still stood. With a house like that, who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Just as our story's taking a turn, the story of Alice took a turn when she followed a white rabbit through a rabbit hole and fell down, down, down into a place called Wonderland. To the left, you can see the rabbit hole Alice fell through, and the fields where she spends her golden afternoons. To the right is London Park, which the Darling children flew over, thanks to some faith, trust, and pixie dust from Tinkerbell. Wendy, John, and Michael followed Peter Pan to the second star to the right and straight on till morning, so they could join Peter's lost boys in Neverland and never, ever have to grow up. Just ahead of us is the golden city of Agrabah, where a street rat named Aladdin met a princess named Jasmine. Both of them were looking for a whole new world, and they found one within each other. Aladdin was friends with the magic carpet, and together he and Jasmine went soaring, tumbling, and freewheeling through an endless diamond sky. Of course, not everyone gets around on magic carpet. To the left is the Casey Jr. circus train. Everyone wave at the wild animals. Some stories start out in a dark place. Aladdin's story started out in the Cave of Wonders, which lies just before us. Inside, Aladdin was looking for a genie in a lamp who had the power to grant 3 wishes. These wishes could be used for good or for evil. As we enter the Cave of Wonders and gaze upon the golden lamp, let's each make our own wish and see if it comes true.
Ew, the gold over there.
The wooden cottage to the right is where Snow White fled to escape the jealous evil queen. Here she met 7 dwarves, and if you listen carefully, you can hear her whistle while she works. While hi-ho, it's off to work the dwarves go in the mine up in the hills. To the left is the blue roof chateau where Cinderella grew up, and way up above is the castle where she wished to one day attend the ball. Thanks to the magic of her fairy godmother, Cinderella was finally able to attend. However, she forgot she was supposed to leave before the clock struck 12. And as you can see on the bridge up by the castle, Cinderella's carriage is already turned back into a pumpkin. Cinderella was forced to leave behind one of her glass slippers. Thankfully, Prince Charming used to find her, and now they live happily ever after. Cinderella's story tells us that a dream is the wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep, and that's the idea behind the living patchwork quilt here to our left. It's inspired by the classic 1933 Silly Symphony cartoon, Lullaby Land, in which a sleepy infant is transported to a magical dreamland, filled with curiosities and some dangers. Thanks to some pixie dust from Tinkerbell, none of the plants are in Storybookland to ever have to grow up. The timelessness of these plants is symbolic of the timelessness of the stories we're hearing today, and it's what made Storybookland a favorite place for Walt Disney himself to come and visit, so he could relive his beloved stories over and over again. Stories like The Wind in the Willows, which features Mr. J, Thaddeus Toad. As we sail through the arches, we can just make out Toad Hall, where Mr. Toad lives and parties, much to the chagrin of his friend Mr. Rat and his neighbor Mr. Mole. We can't go in and visit right now as Mr. Toad is not at home. He's off on a wild ride in his motor car. Coming up on our left is the Kingdom of Arendelle, where Queen Elsa ruled until she accidentally created an eternal winter. Elsa fled to the icy castle up in the mountains. However, her sister Princess Anna refused to let her go. And thanks to the power of Anna's true love, the curse of winter was broken, and both sisters lived happily ever after back together in Arendelle. The village to the right is home to a woodcarver named Geppetto, who hoped to one day have a son. He carved a little wooden boy named Pinocchio, and after a wish to the boy fairy and Pinocchio proving he was worthy, Pinocchio became a real boy. To the left is wandering Oaken's trading post in Sana, where Kristoff and Spence spent the night in the barn. Here was the great debate about whether or not reindeer were better than people.
Oh, you're gonna run over a few ducks.
right became home to Princess Ariel when she defeated the power-hungry sea witch Ursula. However, this wasn't Ariel's original home. She used to live in the undersea kingdom of Atlantica, which we can see in the waterfall to our left. We can't go back there since Ariel was forced to leave Atlantica behind, when she became a part of our world. As our story has now reached its conclusion, I'm going to have all my friends to the dockside. Watch your hands, arms, and fingers as we pull back in.